This is the Smallrig VP99 Pro. Now, I've been asking companies like Anton Bauer to incorporate features of what this battery has for years, and finally, someone has done it. Now, for full transparency, Smallrig did ask me if I wanted to get early access to the VB99 Pro, and I've been using this battery now for some time. Now, I've already owned the VB99 for over a year, and I wanted to see how they can improve an already an amazing battery to begin with. So let's start off with some of the big differences between these two. Now, what I like about these Smallrig batteries is that they include a USB-C port. On the original, we had one USB-C port. Now on the Pro, we have two USB-C ports. Now, what's great about these ports is that you can actually charge while also charging something else. So you can charge the battery, but you can also be charging, let's say, for example, a laptop. This also has two DC outputs. You have one 9-volt, and then you have a 12-volt. You still get a traditional USB Type A, which all VMount batteries already have. And of course, you still have a D-tap output on the side of the battery. A noticeable difference between the original and the new Pro version is the improved, much larger color TFT display that is also scratch resistant. Now, I've been using this for several months, thrown it in my bag, and as you can see, it's pretty much flawless and there's no scratches. Something else that I like about these batteries is that when you start to plug things in here, you can see how much output or how much voltage each item is using, and you can also see how much time is left. So right now it's giving me a battery percentage, but when I start plugging things in, it actually tells me how many hours or minutes are left in the battery. Now, one thing about these batteries is that it's mostly constructed out of aluminum and fireproof polycarbonate material. It feels really solid, and also a bonus, these are TSA approved, so you can fly with them. Speaking of traveling, and for those of you that already travel with VMount batteries, you know how annoying it is to bring a VMount charger. Now, what I love about these Smallrig batteries is that there's 3 ways that you can charge. Of course, you can charge it the traditional using a VMount charger. It's great, but again, we don't want to lug this around. Then their other method is buying a D-tap charger. Not as cumbersome. I do like these because obviously it's much smaller, but that still means I need to bring an additional charger with me. Now, of course, my favorite method is the USB Type-C because I already own an iPhone and I already own a laptop and a bunch of other accessories that utilize USB Type-C. So this is going to be my preferred method, and I don't have to bring additional chargers with me when I'm traveling. Now, I want to show you guys something really cool on how I've been using this battery and keeping my camera setup really low profile and lightweight. So check this out. This thing right here is a game changer. This is the Smallrig battery plate. Now, what's cool about this thing, and I'll leave a link down below if you guys are interested in picking one up, is that you don't need any rails to mount a V-mount to your camera. The way it works is awesome because all you need to do is mount like a 502 plate if you want to mount this to like a tripod, which I've done. And here, I'll show you. I'm gonna lock this into place. This is my tripod here, and then it has a little knob here on the side that I loosen this up, and I can reposition the plate however I want. So I'll just keep it standing normal here. I'll grab my camera here. Now, this has an Arca Swiss. This also has an Arca Swiss adapter, but I like this cage because it has the Arca Swiss built in, and then I can just slide my camera here into place, lock this in here, and look at this. Boom. I have a V-mount plate without any rails. So I'll just grab my battery here, slide this in here. Now, what I've done here is, I think pretty brilliant, is the fact that I'm using this little small cable. It also doesn't have that giant little box for PD power because it doesn't need it. Everything is integrated into this battery. So I'll pull up the flap, put my little USB-C cable here, and now I have an attachment here that is magnetic. So all I need to do is, boom, attach that and it's done. Now, the reason I like doing it this way is in case I need to slide my camera out, I don't need to worry about snapping the cable. That does happen. So look, check this out, boom. And if I want to plug it back in, done. And this is not going anywhere. It's like sturdy. I mean, this thing is awesome and I love this setup. Now, on this side, of course, we have a D-tap, and because I have my monitor here, I can easily just connect this D-tap to my monitor and check out this low profile setup that I have for a camera build. This thing is awesome. I've used it in a lot of productions. In fact, lately I've been doing a lot of these panels. I don't have a long time to set up, so having this Smallrig build, no pun intended, has just been awesome because I don't have to take additional accessories. Also, I can literally build this in a matter of seconds. And yeah, this little compact setup has been like my go-to, and I just love not having to carry all these extra accessories also when I'm traveling. Now, even though Smallrig did send these out, I do think that it's important to let you guys know some of its flaws or things that I didn't like about these batteries. Now, the first one is going to probably affect Red users the most, primarily Komodo and Komodo X, and it's the fact that these batteries do not communicate with the camera. So when I use my Anton Bauer batteries, they actually communicate the battery status, and I can see it on my display. Now, you might tell yourself, like, what's the big deal? The battery percentage is actually being displayed here on the battery. Well, that's the other gripe I have, and this is just in general. If you have it plugged in to a V-mount, it doesn't show the battery status. So I have to physically push the side button, and as you guys can see, it will display the battery. So that's kind of a bummer. I wish that it would always stay on. It does stay on when you plug any other accessory. So if I do have an external monitor, or if I'm plugging something to the USB-C ports, like a follow focus, this will remain on the whole entire time. I wish that if I was using my Komodo, it would be the same, that it would remain on so I can see how much battery I have. The other thing that is somewhat of a flaw, again, this is primarily for Red, is the D-tap. The D-tap is located on the opposite side, which has all of the ports, antennas. Now I do have a D-tap here, and I'll show you, it still works. You can still connect things to the D-tap, which is nice. Now, as you can see, it does prevent me from using the antenna, which is not a big deal for me because I don't really use the app with the camera. But for those of you that do plan to use it, it's kind of a bummer. Not a deal breaker for me, again, because I can still use a D-tap, but it would have been nice if Smallrig would have offered a D-tap on both the left and right side. Now, one thing they could have done is actually place the D-tap towards the top with all the other ports. That would have been nice, and it would have eliminated any issues with any cables or ports on the sides. Like most cinema cameras have an SDI port on the side. Or they could have also moved the D-tap towards the front. So right now, again, look, you can see here, it's blocking the port, but if they would have moved it towards the front, I don't think that would have been a big issue. Of course, the better solution, if they could, have two D-taps, one on each side, that would have been awesome. Would have really liked that. Now, this next one is more me being nitpicky, and it's the fact that the original VB99 Pro, or sorry, non-Pro, the OG one, has this non-slip material, which makes it really grippy. You can actually hear it because it's textured, where the new VB99 Pro does not. It's actually smooth and it's very slippery. So that's just something, again, being nitpicky, but I would have liked if they would have implemented something like this, because when you hold on to the V-mount battery and you actually place it on the camera, it just has this nice like grip that you can have, versus this one, if you accidentally go a little too hard, it may actually fall. Again, this is just being carelessness, but it's one thing to note compared between the VB99 and the Pro. But overall, been really loving this battery compared to like everything that's out there, mainly because I can travel light, especially right now. I've done a couple trips where when I go back to my Airbnb or hotel, I have everything that I need. I don't need to bring extra accessories like my Anton Bauer charger. I don't need to bring all this other stuff. I can just bring this battery and also charge my laptop, charge my phone, charge other accessories without needing to bring all this extra gear. So these have been awesome. And what's really great is the fact that Smallrig priced these new VB99 Pros exactly the same as the OG version. So you're basically getting way more bang for your money for the same price. That's kind of cool. Also, I noticed that a lot of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, so make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications so you guys don't miss out on future videos like this. My name is Armando. Thanks again for watching, and you will catch me in the next one. Adios.